All right, class. This video is going to be all about a self-portrait. So what I want you all to do is take a picture of yourself in front and in profile. Or is that the other way around? I forget which. The front view and the side view of your head. And what I want you to do is make sure you do it as close as you can to in scale. So try to keep your head rigid and have the camera over from the front and have it from the side so that your head is not as distorted as it may normally be. And what I want you to do is model your own face from the front and side views that we're dealing with. This exercise is going to give you some more time modeling an organic thing, you. And on top of that, I want to talk about the idea of loops. So I opened up with this image from a Google image search on face loops. So face loops are a concept of how you want your topology of your 3D mesh to lay around your face. So if you look at the contours of your skin, there are some natural loops that you will occur around some of our openings, like our eye sockets, our nostrils, our mouth. Let me look at this one in particular. So you can see there is ring around the opening of the mouth, rings around the nostrils. The mouth and nose collection is itself wrapped in a ring. Your eyes are rung, and then the shape of your whole face is enclosed in a loop, and then the loops continue. In fact, there are loops around your neck, around your collar, around your arms, around your muscles, and there's contours running through your whole body. The idea behind this exercise is to give you some experience playing with face loops and modeling from a reference object. Now, when you even start with a reference object that is front and side, it's not just enough to say, let me add a plane. And I can't just say, in this dimension, let's see, let's go to wireframe view, make sure I'm in, let me make sure I'm in edit mode. I can't just move this here and then click, 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 and then look on the side. That's not right. Can't just pick one dimension to work off of. Can't even just select a few vertices up here and do click, click, click. Oh, I just did not select connected vertices. Even my bad example was a bad example. And there's my self-portrait. Perfect, isn't it? No, what we're going to do with this exercise is to start modeling, keeping ourselves aware of the face loops, and then using our intuition for what we know about our face and our contours to try to make a self-portrait. Don't worry about hair or facial hair. And if you have any asymmetries, what we're probably going to do is work from, let me actually start by deleting this. And let's start in earnest. So you try to center your face on the axis there, so we can start with a UV or a mirror modifier. And mesh plane. I actually am going to start from a plane. In edit mode, I'm going to slide this over. And then I'm going to turn the modifier on for mirror. And make that whole. And then I'm also going to add the modifier for the subdivision surface. So that's under generate subdivision surface. And I'll turn the whole snapping on both of them. And now from here, I'm going to start modeling my face. Even before I even do that, let me go out of here. And let's give myself a reference by my eyeballs. So I'm going to add a mesh, a UV sphere. I don't need that many vertices. Let's switch this down to like 16 segments and like 12 that way. Cool. And now I'm going to go into edit mode on the sphere. I'm going to rotate. Let's go around to the centers. Now I'm doing it. There it is. Put this forward. What I want to do here is move this to line up with my eye. And I want to scale this until it's about the size of my actual eyeball inside my own head. The object center is left at center, so I can add the modifier for mirror here. And the whole thing I can face shade smooth. There, and I've got some beautiful eyes right there. And there, you can see my image isn't perfectly symmetrical, but it is probably close enough. Look on the side view to see where my eye should be. And I want it to be about there. Is my eye that big, or is my eyes not that big? Yeah, good enough. All right, so I'm starting with the eyeballs as a reference. Now, going back to trying to create the face of the thing, let's rotate this. Let me turn clipping on. And I'm actually going to start with the bridge of my nose right here. Let me turn that view on. Scale Z. Grab that here. And I want it to line up. Notice my head wasn't perfectly symmetrical because I can see the back of my eyebrow. So there's going to be some interpretation to be applied here. So maybe this isn't as far out as it looks. Just giving myself some geometry to work with. Selecting the top two, clicking, clicking, clicking. So just a base to match my skin contours. And I now want to grab this line here. And I'm going to extrude this out a little bit. Scale it down, start pulling it back. Maybe one more extrude. Oh, no, head face. Extrude. There. I actually kind of want to move it to match the beginning of my eye right there. Look at it in both dimensions to see if we're making sense. Face, shade smooth. And now what I want to do is extrude this across my eye. And select this, and I'm going to X out the edge. And now I've got a hole where my eye should be. And I want to make sure this vertex, I'm just going to outline my eye here. Maybe make this in this side. Oh, I don't, did I not? Oh, right, that's going to be the outer edge. Now that I'm looking at it, I want to make it match my and like this. I want to subdivide W, subdivide, select this edge, W, subdivide. Oh, beginning of the menu. Remember, we have modifiers in place, so things will kind of average out where it's supposed to go as you move them around. Oh, and there. Check your other dimensions as well. Select the whole loop. In fact, I want to scale and the Y to flatten it out that way. And then I want to pull this to start matching. Now again, it doesn't perfectly line up in both dimensions. Actually, maybe my eyes aren't in the right spot. Now from here, what I want to do is I want to extrude and then scale. And probably what I'm going to do is this vertex and this vertex. I want to merge at last. W merge at last. There we are. And make sure we have face shade smooth. And start doing more of the next layer on my eye here. I may end up needing to add another subdivision there as well. But now I'm moving it more on that contour as I'm building out around my eye. Ooh, those are completely wrong. Control L. That's Control N. There we are. Reunify the normals. Sometimes when you generate geometry, the normals are not calculated correctly. So just always take a look at it again. I'm going to, by the way, from here I'm going to extrude. I'm going to smooth vertices. And then I'm going to pull this back inside the eye. I'm not actually going to ever create the complete back of my eye socket here, but I just want to give myself some geometry so it all kind of works together. Maybe even scale along the X here. It should disappear inside the ball. I don't need to have accurate here. Nope, and you can see that loop is already connected to everything else out there. And if you select the outer edge of a loop and then extrude, and then scale, you'll keep the loop. In fact, what I want to do here is Control R. I want to loop cut here. I want to merge that there. Merge vertices at last. Merge vertices at last. There we are. That's looking a bit more organic. As I look around, my face is starting. Smooth that out. These are going to move further back. Checking it into different modes. So this is still under my brow. There's a loop. Maybe move this forward. And this one back. And little by little, I'm going to start making my face, well, look like my face. probably need a couple more layers in there. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to cut this video short. I've run out of time. I'll see if I can continue this video at another time. So we'll call this Modeling Your Own Face Part 1. And as you guessed it, the next exercise I want everyone to work on and to post to your Scrum journal, your art journals, is to do a self-portrait. Try to do that in the next couple weeks. By now, you should also start, if you have not already, put in your art journal. I'm probably going to go through them on Fridays. Go through and make sure that you've decided on what kind of scene you want to do, but then run it past me first. Remember, I have to sanity check and sign off on whatever your midterm project is going to be. This is week 4. The projects are going to be due around week 7 or week 8, and I want you to spend a solid 3 weeks of work on it, so call it 9 hours. After the midterms are due, we're going to have a midterm design challenge. That is going to be a week-long challenge. So if you've had me for other non-art based classes, it's usually a weekend design challenge, but this one is a bit more involved, and I know you've got a lot of other classes. So what will happen is a project will go live noon on Friday, and it will be due noon on the following Friday. I will tell you what the requirements are going to be. There'll be something unique, but also specific. If that's not cryptic enough, then I will try harder. So plan accordingly over the next couple weeks. It will not be a week of work, but as you saw in the previous video, rendering takes time, and the process, what I'm going to have you do with the challenge, is going to involve everything we've been working on so far. Modeling things to be accurate to our reference materials, setting the materials, possibly even UV mapping, lighting to match what our reference is going to be, and rendered to make it look as like the sample thing as possible. It's going to be time consuming, and people never realize how much time it's going to take. So I'll be giving you a week to find the time to work on it. It will not take the whole week. I don't expect you to like drop all your other courses and whatnot, but you should be able to find about maybe 6 hours over the course of the week to work on it and then let it render. Probably not 6 hours. That's probably an exaggeration. More like 3. The idea is that it's in lieu of an exam, I'm giving you a practical challenge to show me that you can do what we have been working on for the last few weeks. Don't worry, it's a small percentage of your final grade, but it will be great practice and more portfolio building. I think I actually have a little bit more time, so I'm going to keep working on this for now. It looks good from this side. Kind of looks good from that side. Does it look good in 3D? Maybe not. Always check your other dimensions. Good from one side, good from another side. How does the overall look? Same thing here. I'm going to make one more loop out of the eye. Scale, extrude, scale, wrong button, grab it this dimension. Oh, that's actually pretty good. And this is now going to be more like as we're going outside the brow. So now it's going to be blending out that way here. And here, I'm going to select these 4 vertices. I should make sure I'm selecting the correct vertices. Make a face right there. That was a nice quad. Remember, you kind of want to preserve quads in all of this. So that the deforming works right. Do I want to quad that, or do I want to make another division right there? I kind of want to make a division here. And then I'll quad this. There. And that's kind of the topology I'm looking for. Maybe smooth these relative to each other. loop over here. Oh, that's terrible. It chose terribly. Noses are tough because you've got that little hole right there. Yeah, it's awful. There we are, that's better. It is uncomfortable working this close to your own nose. Face. Subdivide. Extrude. Nope, nope. I wanted this one too. Extrude. Scale. Scale. Control all. Control N. Make sure my normals. Control all. Shade smooth. It's hard to really tell where the nose hole begins and ends. And this is definitely one that got distorted between my side view and my front view. Oh, well, fortunately, I think it's actually kind of getting accurate. I say unfortunately because I guess that means that's what my nose actually kind of looks like. No one's ever satisfied with themselves. Why should I be any different? Oh no. If I connect this, I will have a triangle. Sometimes they're unavoidable, but really try to avoid them. You can always undo if you're not happy with how it looks. I always go back and look at the face loops to get an idea of what's a good topology for around the nose, where they connect. I don't want to click on that. I don't know what that is. It should almost be anterior to that. I don't want the whole thing. Ah. What happened there? second. Yeah, okay. Turn it back on. This is not the beginning of my lips. Maybe up here. For the lips. Work on that side. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take these and I'm going to shift D and I'm going to duplicate. There's going to be the bottom of my lips. It's really more starting down here. So I have a bit of a divot there. Extrude. Once again, topology's all wrong. Face. Smooth. Sanity check it. I'm making it a little too narrow. My face is not this angled. It needs to be more round. But I can work on. My nose is huge. Nah, I guess that's just getting older. Makes sense. At some point, we are going to start merging these. This loop to start to be a loop. Merge. Nah, I don't want that one merged yet. panels. Now we can extrude, scale it, and bring it inside. And there. I'm not animated to talk, but I'm starting to look more and more. So I've got a loop here, got a couple loops here that also loop there, loops here. Now I'm going to start working on looping the whole face and then continuing down the contour of my body. All right, this is just going to be more tedious at the same at this point. So I'm going to save this here and call it done. Oh, thanks for watching.